I do want to start by apologizing to our fans.
Well, look at Robbie, Mr. Manfred, taking one off the chin and doing the right thing by apologizing to the great fans of Major League Baseball. But not only that, he later went on to say that he needs to do a better job of prioritizing a healthy relationship with the players, whether this stems from his 2017 Astros debacle or more recently, this didn't sit well with anyone. He was smiling during a press conference in which he was announcing that baseball games were going to get canceled. I mean, everyone and their mother was hating on Robbie for that. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think with this new CBA we're going to see a new side of Manfred, or do you still not trust the guy for all of the terrible things that he said or done? Not that it's terrible per se in the grand scheme of things, it's just kind of stupid. Anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Baseball is back. I just wanted to say that out loud one more time, and if you don't believe me, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is back in action already as he takes the first pitch from his teammate Jordan Romano to the right field gap just off the wall, so I'm hoping that he repeats his insane MVP type candidate season from last year. Now, speaking of action, make sure that you guys use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any spring training games or you're buying any regular season games. Save yourself some money. Now, we do have some breaking news. I tried to push this video off as long as physically possible before I leave to Disneyland, but unfortunately, this was the only move that happened between yesterday night and this morning. The Cardinals make the first move of the offseason by signing Drew Verhagen. If you don't know who that is, don't worry, because I didn't either. He signed a 2-year deal worth about $5.5 million. He had a 9.5 strikeouts per 9 and a 3.84 ERA in Japan last year. He was last seen in Major League Baseball back in 2019. So as of this moment, that is the only deal that has happened. I'm hoping that one actually breaks before I get done editing this video, because the way that my luck works is I leave the house and then stuff breaks. Now, before we talk about Bryce Harper campaigning for Kris Bryant to join the Phillies, Bryce Harper has a huge say in what happens with the future of the Phillies, so this could happen. Let's go ahead and break down exactly why baseball is back, because we have to put a bow on the CBA talks. First and foremost, the minimum salary is starting at $700,000 and it's going to go up to $780,000. The CBT threshold starts at $230,000, which is a $20 million increase from 2021, and it's going to be ending at $244,000, which is a big deal because the Astros would now be under the CBT, so they have some room to maybe get Carlos Correa back as their starting shortstop. That is something to keep in mind. The pre-arbitration bonus pool, it's going to be $50 million that is divvied up for the top 100 players that are pre-arbitration eligible, aka Corbin Burns. He would have made $4.2 million instead of $600,000. I feel bad for the guy. He is probably throwing haymakers at the air right now because he won the Cy Young a little too early, because again, if he would have won it in 2022 with all of these new pre-arbitration bonus pool rules, he would have made a lot more money. But again, it's about the future of the game. They're going to be taken care of. I'm sure that he would do that every single day. Moving on over to the draft lottery, we know it is at the top 6 picks. The international draft, it is something that they talked about, but they pushed it off until July 25th, so they have a few months to go ahead and get that done. 2023 will bring a new perspective on how the game is going to be played in a few aspects. We have a pitch clock, 14 seconds and 19 seconds. The bases are going to be increased in terms of size, defensive positioning, aka banning or limiting the shift, and then robot umpires, they're going to talk about that and evaluate that. 12-team playoffs, yes, an expanded postseason is coming. The universal DH is back. Teams will get draft picks if top prospects are called up on opening day and perform well. And then last but not least, that was important to me, teams will play division rivals less. They're going to have to play every other Major League Baseball team at least once, and to me, this is going to be fun. The Guardians have dominated the Tigers for the last 5 or 6 years. The Yankees completely dismantled the Orioles, so if the Yankees play the Orioles less, that sucks for Gleyber Torres, but that's cool for the random Marlins fan who wants to watch Aaron Judge, and they're forced to play them now, which to me is a good thing for the future of baseball and growing the game. So that pretty much does it for wrapping up the CBA agreements and what the rules are going to be going forward in terms of minimum salary and all the way down to teams don't have to play each other 48 times a year, you're going to be able to spread it a little bit more often. So moving on over to a few rumors that I saw over on Twitter today. Bryce Harper is campaigning to get his 702 buddy, 702 is the area code for Las Vegas, to the Phillies. And I don't blame him. Kris Bryant is a star. He's a rookie of the year, an MVP, just like Bryce Harper, and they're both from Las Vegas. So in my dream scenario as a fellow Las Vegas boy as well, a 702 boy, if they could have Bryson Stott, who is one of their top prospects, if they get him in the lineup on opening day, he performs well, the Phillies get draft picks, Bryson's going to get paid more because of the pre-arbitration bonus rules, and then you have Bryce Harper and Kris Bryant sandwiched in between Rhys Hoskins and all of the other players that the Phillies have. With a breakout star, Ranger Suarez, you have Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola. Hopefully Aaron Nola is back to his Cy Young self. The Phillies could be good. Now, if you're a Braves fan or a Mets fan, you have been spamming all that to finish in 4th place. I've seen that so many times on Twitter today. I know it's just memes and I know it's all in fun, but the Phillies could be good and actually a playoff contender if Kris Bryant joins that squad. I'm also hearing a lot of people saying that Nick Castellanos is going to end up in Philly. Now, realistically, I fully expect Kris Bryant to be on the West Coast, specifically as a member of the Mariners, kind of headlining a crazy lineup with Jared Kelenic, Kyle Lewis if he comes back healthy. Maybe they call up J-Rod on opening day to get incentivized for more draft picks. So that pretty much does it for the Bryce Harper and Kris Bryant talks. Marcus Stroman is trying his best to get Carlos Correa to join the Cubs. He retweeted this Photoshop right here of Carlos Correa in I think this is from a World Baseball Classic photo, and then they put him in a Cubs uniform. I could be wrong. That's my best assumption. But to me, that is pretty much all of what we need to talk about before the frenzy that is free agency officially kickstarts. I don't know who is going to be the first domino to fall, whether it's Freddie Freeman holding out for Carlos Correa or vice versa. Maybe they want to see how much the other guy signs for so they can say, hey, here are my stats. Here's my WAR over the last 4 or 5 years. I know we don't play the same position, but I'm worth more than him, so I'm expecting more. And maybe they're going to go for the teams that are most desperate so they can really maximize their dollars and squeeze every last bit of leverage out of these teams who can now spend more money with this brand new CBT. The minimum threshold is $230 million going into 2022 as opposed to 210. So again, that $20 million increase is going to help teams like the Astros. Even though in the meetings they wanted more, I believe that 4 teams actually declined to approve this CBT of 230. The Astros, the Cardinals, the Mets, and another team, they wanted it to be more than 230 so they can maybe go for Carlos Correa and Carlos Rodon and stuff like that. But that does it for today's MLB recap. If anything breaks while I'm recording or editing, I'll be sure to include that in the video. But stay safe out there. And if you see a random video from me at Disneyland, that's the best situation that we have because I'm not missing that with my mom. Thank you guys for understanding. Thank you guys for being nice, and stay safe out there. Also, again, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself some monies.